What's up everybody, Venom here with a quick guide on Palworld. Let's get right into it. Now, even though the game has just released on both Xbox and Xbox Game Pass as well as Steam, I kind of wanted to do a beginner's guide for those who might just be starting out and are kind of confused as to where to go and how to get started. As always, this is your spoiler warning for the video, as there will be content that you might want to see on your own and do not want spoiled for you whatsoever. I will be including Palworld content that you just might want to figure out on your own. So this is a spoiler warning. And without further ado, let's continue. First and foremost, you're going to want to build a base. Now, building a base, you're going to need to build a crafting table so that you can collect materials faster. The only way that I have found to so far get materials faster is by building tools like the axe or the pickaxe, which you can use to gather wood and stone and paldium fragments that are going to be used later on. Now, also remember that tools can break, so you're going to want to use the technology tab to build a repair bench and use the materials needed to repair them when they get damaged. Damaged tools don't work well, so you really want to make sure that you are doing your best to keep them up and running as well as possible, or things are going to get super dicey if your wooden club gets damaged while you're attacking a pal for food or materials. The second thing is going to be to collect pals, of course, and they can help you craft more things on your homestead, so they make it very quick. They'll come up and help you if you're crafting something at the crafting table. Some of them will help you cook, which I will get into in just a second, but they all have different traits to help you streamline your process on your little homestead at your base. So as I mentioned before, every pal has a trait. So it's a work suitability trait, and it tells you what the pal is good at. Whether it's farming or watering, lumbering, gathering, or mining, every pal in some way can help you, which leaves you more time to gather materials or find pals or hunt for food and ingredients that you need for meals. Also remember that you have a weight limit. So when you're hunting for these materials or you're going out to find, food, make sure that you upgrade the amount of weight that you can carry if you're going to be carrying a lot, which is in your player tab within your inventory. You can enhance your stats like HP, stamina, attack, defense, and work speed as well. Now, since I was talking about food and materials, killing pals that are out in the wild can give you food items and material items. Like lamb balls early on will drop mutton, and chickpea will drop eggs. They also drop materials like wool for you to craft with into cloth, but be careful of their level, because I made the mistake of running at one that was level 7 when I was level 1, and it absolutely obliterated me. So just be careful of their level. They could be stronger than you, and you can also dodge attacks by using the control key on a keyboard if you're a PC player. Now, how exactly do you cook those meals that I'm talking about? Well, you build a campfire. Now, again, you have to unlock this in your technology tab, so it is one of the earlier things. It's not too difficult to obtain, but you're going to build a campfire to cook your meals so that you don't starve, and neither do your pals. Killing wild pals will give you those materials to cook with, and some of your pals that you are going to bring back to your farm will also be able to help you cook. So now you know that you need pals to help you and to help you fight, but how exactly do you catch them? Well, you use pal spheres, which if you craft as many as you can catch a couple of pals. Catching pals is extremely easy. You just hit them with your fists, or if you craft a weapon at the crafting table like a club, like I did, then when they get to low health, you throw a pal sphere at them to capture them. And to craft the spheres, you're going to need paldium fragments, which are found in these little sparkly blue rocks all around, or you can get them from regular stone as well. I also recommend using tools for this because punching it with your fists is not very fun and it takes forever. So now you have your spheres and some pals. What exactly do you do in order to put them on your base to help you? Well, you're going to need to upgrade your base. The base can be upgraded by using the pal box, which is part of one of the quests. When you first start, you'll build the pal box. It's very easy to unlock. It is within the first tier of your technology tab, and what you're going to do is go to the pal box and it will tell you exactly what you need to build in order to upgrade the base, so that way you can have more working pals on your homestead. But make sure to build each new pal that you bring home a bed, or they get extremely stressed out and they will not work as well as they could be had they had just had a place to sleep. Speaking of places to sleep and making sure they work as well as they can, make sure to take good care of your pals. Feeding them using the feed box, which is also unlocked in the technology tab, or by cooking meals and going up to them and interacting with them. You can feed them and you can pet them and you can just take care of them. And that's a good way to make sure that they're working to the best of their ability and not just kind of moseying around and doing absolutely nothing because they're miserable. Another thing that you can do is if you go into your inventory and you click on a meal, it'll ask you who you want to feed, including yourself, so that way you can make sure that everyone is fed and happy and healthy in order to continue working. Now, I keep mentioning this technology tab, and it's very vast. When you look at it initially, it's kind of confusing, but it's level-based. So when you're level 1, you will have a certain amount of things you can learn through the technology tab with your points, and then as you level up, you will unlock more recipes in order to learn how to craft different things. So make sure that you're utilizing your technology tab to get as many recipes as possible to build more and more onto your homestead and unlock things like stone spears, which make it a lot easier to take on those higher level pals like I was talking about. Make sure you're building feed boxes because then you don't have to constantly feed your pals. You can put down a feed box and they'll just go up to it and eat whenever they want. That's how you also build campfires and wooden chests to store your stuff so that you don't get encumbered, because that happens very easily. That happened to me a couple of times and your character will absolutely stop moving. So make sure that you're utilizing chests for stuff that you might not need or just to stockpile things that you're going to need for crafting later on. Even wooden structures to build a structure like a place to sleep and foundations and buildings and a house, you're going to have to learn through the technology tab. So one of the cool things is when you build a bed and you put it inside of a structure, so it has to be inside of a building. When you build a bed, you can sleep at nighttime to turn it from night to day so that you can get going again. And when you're low level, this is kind of important, at least it was for me, because at lower levels, there are aggressive pals outside and they will absolutely attack you. There are also pals that will raid your base. So be very, very vigilant. Be careful to sleep through the night unless you want to collect those pals that are out in the wild during the nighttime. But for the earlier levels, at least for me, I personally chose to stick around my base for just a little bit longer than I normally would, I guess, in a game like this, because I was nervous of going out and just getting wrecked again by the higher level aggressive pals. And that's going to do it for this beginner's guide for Palworld. As always, if you like the video, then like the video. And if you like my content in general, then please subscribe to my channel because it means the absolute world to me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!